So believe it or not, this is about the 20th take just to get this intro done. But today we're talking about personal valuation. I hope you'll stay with us. So you've probably had this happen one time or two. I'm in line at a fast food restaurant this week, and I won't mention any names, but I always give a detailed description of what I want on the food I order. And in this case, I was very clear, as I usually am. I said, I only want tomato, mustard, and onion on my sandwich. And I had him repeat it back to me. So obviously, you probably know what's coming. I get to the window, I pay, I greet the person taking the money, and then I pull up to the next window, pick up the food, and about 3 or 4 minutes into my drive, I take a bite of the sandwich, and it just oozes ketchup, and it's dripping all over my mouth. And my first thought is, and you want me to pay you $15 an hour? I know I'm adding a little humor to this, but there's something to be said when we're talking about valuation, what we think we're worth in our employment, or maybe we take a position in our church or on our job, in our place of work, and we're winning greater responsibility. Maybe we're going to supervise other people. Well, how do we determine if we have the skills and the value that will qualify to get that position or to get that rate of pay? So I want us to think about that today. So then how do I determine my personal valuation? Let's say I've got a job interview coming up and I really want to be prepared. I really want to go in there and be able to help, really control the conversation, keep it directed in a path that I want it to go. And that's what a good person being interviewed does. They really know how to control and keep that conversation where they want it to go, even though they're being asked questions. And it's important to really know what you want. So what do I do? Well, the first thing, as I've mentioned in previous videos, what do I really know about myself? What kind of a person am I? If I'm interviewing for a position that supervises other people and I don't get along with people that well, then there's a pretty good chance that I'm not going to do great at that position. What if I am the type of person who doesn't like a lot of different tasks all at once, and I don't multitask? I don't like a real busy work environment. Well, then I'm probably not going to do well if it's some type of assembly, manufacturing, maybe distribution where there's a lot of movement. So what do I really know about me? The second thing is what have I done in my time in working or in education to really prepare for where I'm going? If it's a lot of times people come in, and I've seen this many times, people come in and they're just not informed about the job or the position they're applying for. So it's important to understand, well, how do I know that? Well, you can go in to a job interview, to maybe an interview for a position and for more responsibility, if you truly understand your personal valuation. I'm for anyone making a better life for themselves, but I'm not for just handing over, well, here's $30 an hour. Well, what do you do that really merits that? Well, nothing. I want it. I want to drive a nicer car. So what? What I live within your means. And then when you build that up, then save the money and you can drive a nicer car. But as an employer, you want me to pay you because you want a nicer car? That's not how it works. People work and people invest and people create value so that they can ask for more. And so I'm going to tell you, get to know yourself. Know what you bring to the table. Write down I've said this before, write down your skills. And really, if you were sitting across the table doing the interview yourself, how would you see you? So let's talk about some things we could do to develop our skills or improve them in a direction. You can see behind me, I've got a lot of books on the shelves. Reading is one of the ways that I add value. I read a lot about how my work involves dealing and working with people. So I read a lot on different approaches to people and to concepts and business and those kind of things. Something else I do is I follow people on YouTube that I think are exceptional at what they do. I recently found a site, and I'll put it in the link in the description. It's a young man. His name is Sean. He's got a business. It's SRK Cycles. And I watch his videos just almost repeatedly because he's such a cool guy. And to hear his story, he was pretty deeply in debt starting out. And within 3 years, he's got an inventory of over $1 million in a motorcycle business. Well, that intrigues me. And I want to know what was it that motivated you? What did you do different than the other 100 people that tried it and failed? As I've said in the past, find someone that's doing something that really interests you and kind of partner with them. Ask them if they would be a mentor to you and begin to learn from them. Take notes. Ask them what they read. Ask them, about their experiences and how they came to be able to do some of the things they're doing. Those are ways you build on your skill sets. Certainly, education is an area. Some positions in life, it just requires additional education. You're not going to go forward without some basic understanding that only comes through a certain pathway of education. And so that's our focus today, is really determine, what value do I bring currently to the table, and how can I build on that? And you got to be creative in that. You got to be open and really try to discover some things about you. I hope you'll take these points. As I've said before, please comment. I hope if you appreciate the discussion, hit the like button. Also, if you appreciate what we're trying to bring through this channel, please subscribe, and we're going to continue trying to share and pay forward what we've done. I'm going to share something. It's a personal thing, but I've thought about this and I've kind of held back. But I'm going to be 66 years old next month. And so I'm not talking as a novice. I've been in the workplace over 40 plus years. I've done I started at very entry-level positions in life. And through the things that I've shared with you, I have just continued to go forward. And I give the Lord the glory for that. Without my foundation, as I've said before, I wouldn't be where I am today. I hope you appreciate my honesty and my willingness to, again, share some of the knowledge and the wisdom that I've gained, and use it to improve and help yourself to achieve some greater things in life. I appreciate you joining us, and I wish you the very best. We'll see you next week.